Quarantine Show, presented to you by the Woolen Comedy Club. Here to remind you, this is a very adult show featuring very adult subjects and very adult topics. If you're ready for a very adult evening, please get ready for the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 3. Remember, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome to episode 25 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 3. And it's GW and I here. We'll be in touch. We'll also be over on Rumble. Check out the after show over there. And, yeah, we got a lot to get into this week. It's a great angle for how white and huge my beard is. Anyways, we got a lot of show to get into. So without further ado, let's get into it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 3, Episode 25. Huge news this week. Turf Type All Elite dropped on Friday, up on all streaming platforms. The Spotify's, the YouTubes, the Pandoras, the YouTube, Rumble. Yeah, it's up on a lot of them. So many that I can't remember all of them. But yeah, go check that out. Jake and I all put a lot of work into that project, and we'd love if you checked it out and shared it with your lawn care loving friends. We got a lot to get into tonight. A lot of Kanye stuff. That's on top of the list, and of course some other ridiculous shit that's happened throughout the week, like Eric Swalwell's new ad, which is hysterical. And yeah, then we'll be talking about our valiant leader, our president. But without further ado, welcoming some of our spotlight stage, my man, my boy, my comrade, the guy that's here with me every week, although we do have a guest coming up soon, and then I'm waiting for a couple more to give me dates. But yes, there will be a guest coming up soon. But without further ado, welcome to the spotlight stage, Mr. GW Foley.
A guest? I'm gonna have to clean my room.
You're gonna have to wash your mouths.
Yeah. What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night. What up, Marcy? How's it going? Let's see what's been going on in my life. I will tell you. My baby boy got neutered yesterday.
Poor little feller.
So, long story short, his nuts never dropped officially. But they were developing. But they were developing inside his abdomen. So they actually had to go in through his stomach to pull out his nuts. If my dog isn't the most hardcore dog ever because of that, I don't know what is. But he's a fucking trooper. He's been taking his medicine like a champ. He's been eating, sleeping, pooping. Right now he's curled up in his doggy bed going, I want to be on the couch, but I can't jump up because my tummy hurts. Poor little guy. I fucking love him. And I was a wreck yesterday. Not going to lie. I was worried for him and hoping that everything worked out and that he was going to be safe. We were afraid that he was going to have to stay the night at the vet. But no, he came home. He's enrolled. He was stoned as shit. Like he was high as fuck. Like he was on ketamine and a bunch of other drugs. And I'm kind of jealous. Not gonna lie. I saw the laundry list of stuff that they gave him, and I was like, I'd take that. I'd take that. I'd take that twice. School has been very very busy. It's that time of the year. You're midway through the semester, time to get your shit done. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting my shit done. I did a video last week, and it went out today because it was supposed to go out Monday, but not my fault. We'll just say. I'm supposed to be at the premiere or where it's premiering, and I'm like, fuck it, I got a show. I'm not going anywhere on Wednesday night because it's fucking the Drunken Under Quarantine show. That's what I'm doing. This is more important. God damn it. So thank you all for being here. And let's turn it over to the reason why we all get here. Let's turn it over to Hickory.
Thank you, sir. Thank you guys for being here. And heart goes out to Mr. Murphs. You know, enjoying the nice parts about going under the knife. But yeah, it's all right. I took me back to thinking about when we took our cat. And that was the first time that I ever heard like a professional vet call an animal a bitch, because she was ferocious when she came out. She actually roared at one point. I've never heard the noise since, but no joke, it sounded like a large cat. Like she was like gave it like an audible roar.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was kind of wild. Not gonna lie. Anyways, big news. Turf Type All Elite went live this week. It's going to be the first segment of the main show, but I figured I'd share. There's some upcoming stuff, some stuff being worked on. And first off, I hit all 6 videos up this week. So both channels got the 3 weekly videos they should be getting. So go me. But yeah, some good reactions this week. And gameplay's been going awesome. So that's been fun. If you guys don't know, I have a gaming channel. It's over at Hickory Plays. And the other channel news was YouTube's doing handles now, which is something that I thought they always had. But yeah, it's officially at Hickory TDAU for the channel, even though that's what it's been. So I don't know why they're making a big deal about this, but there was like a thing that popped up. And I think it's going to be for like everybody's site, like app wide. You'll get a little thing that'll tell you to claim your handle. And that way, people mention you in comments and stuff, it'll tag your channel, which is weird because I've been doing that. Like I tagged a bunch of people in Turf Type All Elite, like everybody that worked on it got a tag. And then I tagged a couple people who were inspirational for the video. But yes, the big news or the little news is that things went well. Launch went well. Spotify's live. And that's cool. And there's some stuff being worked on coming up. So I figured I would play just a small section of a beat that I'm working on for the upcoming project that I'm working on. I won't say anything other than it's the Molasses Cupcakes project. And I figured I'd share a little piece of production I worked on this past week without giving away too much. So, ta-da. Oh, sorry. That was the wrong one.
Whoopsie doodle.
Whoopsies. Sorry, guys. There we go.
I'm Molasses, this is Cupcake. Welcome to our mixtape. I'm Molasses, this is Cupcake. Welcome to our mixtape.
Sean, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the show. Good to have you. This is just a little taste of things to come. Something I've been working on. Playing with the 808s a little bit.
I'm Molasses, this is Cupcake. Welcome to our mixtape. I'm Molasses, this is
that's what I'll share for now. A little bit more to come. Don't worry.
Nice.
I would have shared the other one, but I'm not. The lyric section I'm redoing at least once more. So I don't want to share that quite yet because I want it to be flawless when I do drop it because that song's fierce. But yeah, been having a lot of fun with that. And other than that, let's G-Dubs, you ready to get the regular show?
Let's fucking do it.
Let's do it. That one. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Let's first off, I want to start off the episode by saying, G-Dubs, thank you so much for all the hard work you put into Turf Type, dude. I'm really stoked about it.
No problem, man. I did it for love. Anything for you, man.
Oh, I love you too, brother. Thank you. Sean said, Marcy's working at me like a modern day slave up here in her garage. I believe she caught an organizational bug. Aw. Glad you guys are hanging out.
Couldn't happen to a better person, Sean.
That's right. All the labor. Sean, speaking of which, next summer, no, I'm kidding. I won't call you up to do labor. I prefer to do it myself. It feels good, man. Like building a deck it felt good. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things. I don't know. I like projects.
Were you going to build a chicken coop?
No, the wife doesn't want chickens, and I'm kind of bummed, dude. Like I want chickens and like just like 2 or 3 and a duck or 2, like a laying duck.
Yeah.
Because duck eggs are dope. But yeah, no, she's not real into the whole premise of having winged pets or animals for the eating. So unfortunate, but yeah, I'm okay with that. We don't really have a whole lot of space, not gonna lie. So that would be another issue. I'd have to get rid of part of my lawn, and I'm not real comfortable with that yet. But I figured to start off the show, we'd watch Turf Type. I'd make some pauses throughout it. We could discuss it and give all our viewers kind of a little behind the scenes on how we feel and how it went. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull that on up. Dude, I can't believe how obsessed these guys get with their balls.
I know,
You
right?
can hear that, right?
Anyways,
Yep.
man, I gotta get going.
Fair enough. I gotta move before the wife starts complaining.
Ah! Yeah, thanks for letting me drop by, brother. I really dig that track you're working on, Pet Line Potential.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Before you go, you wanna go get high behind the shed?
It's 2022. We can do that out front. Grass is legal, brother.
Well, this is true. It seems like it's more fun when we do it back there.
Alright.
I gotta say, you can tell it's my first time writing dialogue, right?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it was definitely like a first time, and it was good though, because it's like a learning thing, and I'm like, okay, I know what to hopefully do better the next time I want to write dialogue, and I'm not sure how to go about it naturally, but I guess that's kind of like the arch nemesis of a lot of writers, right? Is like how to make dialogue seem like it's normal while conveying the story that you want to.
Yeah. Well, luckily for us, Pierre's a great actor.
Yeah, that's the saving grace of this, is that we brought in a guy who could carry the entire intro.
Yeah.
And most of the video, to be honest. So that was that definitely didn't hurt. Pierre Vachon is an amazing human being. Go check him out. He's phenomenal. Sean said, get some bunnies. They're really tasty, and you can make the old lady a fur coat or them a pet, I guess. I thought about that, but I am very allergic to them. Not to the meat. I can eat rabbits, that's fine. But to the fur, and when they're living, yeah, I have I didn't know one time until my sister was watching someone else's rabbit, and I was like, oh my God, it's adorable. And I was hanging out at my parents' house. I must have been like late teens, early 20s maybe, and they were just watching their friend's rabbit, and she just like brought it over and set it on my chest, and I pet it, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And literally like 2 minutes later, my eyes were like red and almost swollen shut, and I could barely breathe.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, yep, no, I shouldn't play with the bunnies. They're cute and adorable, but no buns for me. Other than for the eating.
Yeah.
Hey, man, let me pack one. Least I can do.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Here you go.
Nice.
Careful, that's good stuff.
What would you say the strain was called again?
Lucifer's Lawn.
So I want to say for that section right there, for the people who don't know, I did a student film about a year ago, must be, or it feels like a year ago, and it was called Devil's Lettuce.
I think it was like a Mayish, right?
Yeah.
Like early spring this year. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it must have been like March.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, the whole premise was that this guy gets stoned with the devil, and that's what we were riffing on for that whole intro, is being
It's
friends.
a callback.
And then, yeah, we called back. So anyways, had to get that out.
Yeah, which was fun, and thank you for allowing me to do that, because I was like, that was the intro I wanted, because it almost set up like the fact that the video is a dream sequence, kind of, and that like the that was the one thing I did do right in the dialogue in the beginning. I felt like was like I set up I got the elements in there to set it up like it was a guy who was like in a trip experiencing. Like, oh, they just saw a lawn video. That's hysterical. He's working on some music. He wakes up. He's a lawn care rapper.
You know,
And I love this shot.
sometimes it feels
Me
like
too.
the
It
smallest
looks so
things
good.
are a battle. That's because they are.
I often wonder how many people actually catch me mouthing "what the fuck" there. Like,
Well,
I don't know where I am.
I will tell you that trying to edit the song and seeing you mouth something in the beginning, I was like, what the fuck is he mouthing? Like trying to like sync it up.
Yep.
It took me forever to realize you were saying what the fuck. But yeah.
I should have told you about that and worked it out a little bit better, but it's there for those who know.
My turf tight, all week, KBG, underbeat, my place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone.
I love the framing on these shots too, by the way. I was really, really happy with how it came out.
Turf tight, all week, KBG, underbeat, my place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone. I'm out here with this weed and feed, putting it down before the seed. Tell me again, I can't overseed everything I overseed. My KBG, growing a lawn, you're growing weeds. Sharpening blades while smoking greens. Take a look at this field of trees, mine's thriving like a hickory. It's the perfect.
Yeah. Any thoughts so far?
There's a couple sections in this where you're rapping to the music, but like it was so hard to get it to sync up right. Like the smoking trees part. Oh, that took me forever to do.
Yeah, so for the backstory for everyone who doesn't know, we didn't have like a boombox or anything when we were shooting the video, and I was like, oh, I think my phone's loud enough to like play the audio so that GW will be able to hear it and go back and sync up the timing. And no, it wasn't loud enough at all. So one lesson from us, if anybody out there watching is ever going to shoot a music video, make sure the fucking audio track's like pretty loud going on, because it's going to make it a lot easier later. And that would have cleared up like half of GW's editing time, if not more, had we just realized like, oh shit, we need to bring a boombox or plug it into the speaker, or, figure out a way to get the audio louder, because the phone it worked, but it caused a lot of editing time that didn't need to be had.
Tight, slush and green, spreading like COVID-19 as I dominate this block so clean. I try to stay positive, not get mean. You don't deserve to call it lawn, bro. Looks like it's cared for by John Doe. You'd be better off just give it up. You get a pat on the back and you get patio.
My dad laughed. Oh shit! My dad laughed his ass off, by the way, at John Moe, because he was the one that came up with that joke. And when he finally saw it on screen, I was, oh my God, my dad's reaction was hysterical. He was laughing his ass off. Everyone else was like, okay, it's funny, but it's not that funny. And my dad was just snickering like a teenager that was high for his first time.
Oh, you'd be better off just give it up. You get a pat on the back and you get patio. Oh, I try not to get so negative sometimes, but I can't help it. I mean, just look at these other yards, man. They're nothing like mine. My turf tight, all week, KBG under feet. My place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone. Turf tight, all.
I gotta say, Pierre's acting in those spots are so fucking good.
Yeah.
I find myself now, having seen it a few times, watching him, just like seeing what he's doing, because he's so spot on, not saying a word, just but conveying so much emotion, and just like, it's great.
KBG under feet. My place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone. Turf tight, all week, KBG under feet. My place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone. Turf tight, all week, KBG under feet. My place, my home, my lawn is the drop.
So that part looks like a Hollywood prop set up to fail perfectly on time for camera. And no.
Yeah, no, that
not at all.
I'm happy we got it when we did,
Me
because
too.
that was pure luck.
Oh, it was perfect. It was hysterical because right before this shot, this is actually my old mower that I haven't used in like 2 years. And it was kind of old and beat up, and I neglected it. And so got the new electric one. And I was like, oh, that's perfect, because now I have a old beat up kind of rusty lawnmower, and Pierre, the nerdy neighbor who's angry about his lawn because it doesn't look like mine, will have the old mower, and I'll have the new one, and it'll like be that differential. And yep, first pull, perfect. I'm glad we didn't rehearse the scene before filming. I'm glad you just rolled on it, because if we had, we would have ruined that perfect moment, and we wouldn't have had that. It just like, especially the way Pierre just went with it, like looked at it like any person would, but he, conveyed it, like that sense of like, what the fuck? Perfect. One of those gems that you only get every once in a while. Life doesn't throw handouts in the filming. No. Usually just shits on you. This time was like, nope, that was just a piece of luck right there that worked really, really good.
Running racist competition, you ain't winning this over. You look like you're armed with a dandelion farm, and I barely have any clover. I'm out here debating, getting real, and dropping down much slower. But your yard looks like an old parking lot since you ran over with a broken mower. The quest of life.
The timing on that shot, perfect too, by the way. Thank you. When he kicks it the second time and it just lines up with mower, like perfect as he hits it.
I was trying.
No.
Just to learn, and my player classification's nowhere. I still haven't learned the most. Be mindful anyone I was sober. I'm such a dick and I'm made so slick, but no other yards even look right. Long hair guys ask for tips and if they should cut my height. Car slow it down when my stripes come into sight. Not saying my lost the shit, but it smells like Morgan night. Saying my lost the shit, but it smells like Morgan night.
I want to say for that one section, for the filming, we were supposed to have a party scene, but due to
unfortunately lack of.
I was going to say, for unforeseen circumstances, we couldn't film it, and we were going to have a car drive by looking at the lawn, and I really wish we got that shot. That would have been that would have been great.
Although this fill-in was pretty good. It's a can of Green State Lager taped over to say Green Lawn Lager, which came through in the shot like perfect right there. Well, like, that's pretty fucking funny. I should tag them too. Tag the world. This I love and I don't know how you feel about it, GW. You can absolutely hate it. I love the addition of growling vocals and hip hop tracks. I think it's fucking hysterical. because not enough people do it. And what did you think?
It threw me. I will say it threw me the first time I heard it, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? Is this crunkcore?"
No, I just like it. I don't know what about it, but I like growling, and so it's like it's fun to add it into a genre where people don't expect it and use it to like really punctuate like what's going on at the time. I will say in this entire song, I think the favorite growl is in the last verse, and it's the part where I'm singing and then I growl a line and then go back to or rapping and growl a line, go back to rapping. I'll point it out when we get there, but it's been like one of my favorite growls so far that I've recorded.
Not saying my lost the shit, but it smells like Morgan night. Ain't saying my lost the shit, but it smells like Morgan night. Ain't saying my lost the shit, but it smells like Morgan night. Oh man, I was trying not to get dirty there, and then it just came out. It just this is the Morgan night. It just got everywhere. It smells like success up in here. My turf type, all me, KVG underneath my place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone. Turf type, all me, KVG underneath my place, my home, my lawn is the drop zone. Out here.
That shot looks so mean too, by the way, with the shovel. Like,
Yeah.
I really like that. Oh, fuck it, I'm going back too far.
Damn it. Probably being watched by the DA. Underneath my place, my home.
Right there, just looks that one and the one of us just standing with the shovels over us. Like, damn. that might come back in a future video. We'll see. You know, that might come back when the next if the turf type album happens. Then we'll see. We'll see how reaction goes. There's at least one more lawn care song that's gonna come out because the fucker's already written. So there's no way I'm not gonna publish it at some point. But I think I'd really love to have like 5 or 6 little EP of dominate the block lawn mowing songs. So we'll see how it goes.
My lawn is the drop zone. Out here slinging back so fast, probably being watched by the DA. The helis overhead have the best fucking view of how I got my stripes today. Probably not be able to figure it out in the compound they will surely raid. Should be nervous, I'm less scrupulous and less stressed than TOJ. Madam Morgan, I'm swimming in, probably being watched by the EPA. Filling up truckloads at a time like a less destructive Timmy McVeigh. Not here for.
Oh, I love how the bass comes in there. Yeah, not that I need to really Marcy said, no time for prattle, Sean. Yeah, Sean, you get to work.
Yeah.
Damn it. You thump molasses tracks and get to work, damn it. Because after the work is done, we rest. Start the next project today. Yes. There's some great lines in here. I really like this. For those who don't know, Milorganite's fertilizer that I reference a lot. There's 4 bags sitting around me in this shot. Sean said I'm like the king of product placement for people that didn't pay me. I did really well in this video. I think I featured in the house shots. There's DeWalt tools laid out properly in the background. I think I got the mower, the weed whacker in, the lawn blower might be out. Yeah, at least 4 bags of Milorganite, a set props, a thing of Scott's, the weed spreader. Yeah, did pretty good on product placement. Plus 2 different beers got product placed in this video, Green State Lager and Tribute. So, you know, cheers to Vermont. Representing with product placement.
Being watched by the EPA, filling up truckloads at a time like a less destructive Timmy McVeigh. Not here for revenge. I can't get dominating. So clear the way, cause this year's staying green and lush. In summer I danced and prayed for rain. And all my neighbors went outside and they felt like they prayed for pain. Got white powder all over the yard, rubbing it in like Novocaine. Cause after the work is done, we rest. Start the next project today. And that's why you can't catch me. I'm more covert than the CIA. Gonna try and catch me as I drive this whole damn tank away. All you can do is.
So yeah, I really like that last growl, but my favorite one is this one coming up. Is there's a seamless, and the behind the scenes is this vocal part. This third verse is 1 take. Like, I prefer to 1 take all my vocals. Basically, my process is that I'll write it, I'll record it, and usually in segments the first time, because I won't have certain structures down right as to how I want them. So I'll do them in segments, and then I'll listen to it a couple times over the next couple days, and that's when like I'll I'll have time to think about it, like when I'm not doing anything, and all of a sudden like it starts to become clear as to how the structure needs to shift a little bit to fit the song. And I don't know where I was going with that, but Marcy said this is a great video. You guys did a fantastic job. Back pats all around. So yeah, anyways, the last vocal take on this, that's where I was going. A single take. So the growls are recorded at the same time as the main vocal. And I really like this next growl because of that, because my transition from rapping to growling to rapping is like just listen to it from that perspective when it comes up, because it's I don't want to pat myself on the back to my own horn too much, but I'm pretty impressed with how it came out.
Open another bag, lay it down, spray and pray. All you can do is open up another bag, lay it down, spray and pray. All you can do is open another bag, lay it down and spray and pray.
The lay it down, like in between the clean rapping tones there, is just one take, and it I love it. Sorry, I'm gonna do it one more time because that's like I'm so proud of that moment. That and this shot of the video is I think the iconic one. That's why I picked it for the thumbnail.
Wait, all you can do is open another bag, lay it down, spray and pray. All you can do is open up another bag, lay it down, spray and pray. All you can do is open another bag, lay it down and spray and pray. Oh man, I tried to stay positive that time too, and I still got negative. But it's so far ahead of everybody, and it's not hard, dude. You just go watch some lawn care nut or GCI turf or yard brawl, you'll get it.
So that's a shout out to a couple great lawn care channels. Lawn Care Nut is he's fucking hysterical, really wholesome dude from Midwest who moved down to Florida. GCI Turf, who's a guy who started mowing as a business and then got into growing and selling seed. And then Yard Bra is exactly what you think it is. It's a dude from Florida who's a total fucking bra. And he had to take most of this past season off because he had some family issues to deal with, but he's just hysterical and over the top, and he's a bra who just dominates the block. And
Did I ever tell you the process for these glitches?
No, but let's share. First off, Marcy said, proud of your accomplishment here. Thank you, Marcy. We appreciate it. It was
thank you, Marcy.
A hell of a lot of effort went into this thing. No, fill us in. How's that work? So basically what happened is I went to G-Dubs after he filmed it. He sent me the first copy and I was like, it's good, but I need a few more, something glitchy or shifty or something I don't know, to break it up a little bit in certain spots.
Yeah. So most programs that are out there have glitches for transitions that you can use to transition from one scene to a next. Adobe Premiere does not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. So I literally had to go in by hand and put filters on and adjust the screening where the screening people are to make it look like it's jumping around. All of that is done by hand.
Holy shit, dude! I'm sorry. I didn't know that. That's why I was like,
yeah.
Wait, because in I forget the program that I have, DaVinci. It's and that was the idea. Was Broadnax uses a lot of those in his videos that are really, really noticeable. And that was my thought was that kind of glitch. And I was like, oh, that shouldn't be hard. I'll just mention that at GW. I had no idea that you had to go in and manually do all of it.
Yeah. So every single glitch that you see, I went in, tried to time it to the beat to make it work properly.
And just like the one that's on screen right now, as you can tell, that's a lot of work. It's not easy to distort the camera image to look like this. But wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost to the end, guys.
My lawn is the drop zone. Serve tight, all me, KVG underbeat. My place is my home. My lawn is the drop zone. Serve tight, all me, KVG underbeat. My place is my home. My lawn is the drop zone. Serve tight, all me, KVG underbeat. My place is my home. My lawn is the drop zone.
this was just an idea I had while we were filming, and I thought it was funny because there's a beer from Vermont that's a double IPA that I love called Tribute, and this is kind of like a callback to Tenacious D a little bit. And of course, I decided to wear gloves because it really pulled together the rap outfit. And turns out you can't open a beer properly. What I should have done is had a spare mower blade out and used the mower blade to open the beer. That would have been so much more badass than pulling off my glove all awkward. You get thirsty.
It's not the greatest log in the world. It's just a tribute.
So someone asked me about that scene, and she was like, why did you leave it on going so long? Why didn't you cut it sooner? I'm like, because it's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, because it's funny. Like, it does not necessarily add anything to the art, but it's fucking hysterical. So why would we not? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so thank you, my friend. That was absolutely phenomenal. And,
Awesome.
phenomenal job.
I'm happy you like it.
Yeah, it's great. Like it's what I don't know. When I came up with the initial idea, it couldn't have been better. You know what I mean? It was really good. So that's one of those things I look forward to the future. Doing another one at some point, and who knows? Hopefully with one of our friends. Jake was bummed he couldn't get the video. That was one. So he's slated. He's going to be an extra at least in a future video. I want to put him in an extra spot where he's like a street musician somewhere or something. Just like sitting somewhere random playing a guitar or something.
Well, I guess this is the best time for any to bring this up. But so the mixtape is Molasses and Cupcake. And for those who don't know, Cupcake is a rapping clown out of Burlington, Vermont, who is a great rapper. I don't know how to properly give him credit for what he does, but so here's an idea for you. We start in the scene in like an office building, in like an office, and you're running a meeting, and we're all gathered around the table, and you're like, all right, we need pitches for this next video idea. And we all pitch ideas of like, oh, let's do a Turf Type 2 video and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, like, Cupcake's like, I have a great idea. And he starts rapping. Yeah. And that's the video of like in a conference room rapping.
That would actually be great because you just spawned the idea. What I should do in that video is there should be multiple Hickory personalities there, and they'll each do bars as their respective personalities. I don't know. It would be fun, like Molasses with the aggressive fast stuff, and then Hickory TDAU with like the I don't need to rap, I'm the producer image. And then I don't know. Maybe yeah, just a thought. It was one of those like I was like, that would be a great video. I got an idea, let's do this.
Yeah. I think that'd be funny.
Yep, I am sold. But while we're talking about I haven't shared. I do. While we're talking about videos that have been produced in the past little bit, how the drunk is this news? Democrats are finally doing those badass gun ads that the Republicans do, but instead, it's a bad SNL skit of a woman getting arrested. This. Whoops. There we go. Mother gets arrested at gunpoint for having an abortion in Democrat attack ad. Eric Swalwell sparks GOP fury. Video showing cops at family home. Says this is what MAGA Republicans want. Elections have consequences. Vote Democrat on November 8th, the ad says. Stop Republicans from criminalizing abortion everywhere. MAGA Republicans want women arrested for having an abortion. This is what that looks like. Hashtag lock her up. Swalwell said in the tweet accompanying the video. The ad was well received by conservatives, many of whom have been careful to avoid pushing for consequences for the woman who obtains the abortion. Trump was roundly mocked by pro-choice activists for suggesting punishments for women who obtained abortions in 2016. Pennsylvania GOP candidate Doug Mastriano suggested women be charged with murder for getting illegal abortions in 2019, even though nobody who knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
He since distanced himself in the comments, but not walked them back. How do you distance yourself from something but not walk it back? I don't. Isn't distancing walking back?
Yes.
Democrat Rep Eric Swalwell drew fire from Republicans after he released a new ad claiming the GOP wants women to get arrested for having abortions. The ad opens with families sitting around the dinner table and a knock at the door. Two cops stand outside claiming to have a warrant for the mother's arrest and unlawful termination of pregnancy. Here's some screen clips, but we can just watch it. Right? Like, we don't really need to read the article on it. Actually, G-Dubs, you want to perform commentary? I'm going to run to grab another beer real quick. You good?
Yeah, let's do this.
You're weird. He is weird.
He is weird. Ew.
Mary Anderson,
Yes.
I have a warrant for your arrest.
Arrest for what?
Penal Code 243 violation. Unlawful termination of a pregnancy.
You gotta be kidding me.
That is my personal business.
That's for the courts to decide, man. Your medical records have been subpoenaed. And
this is
Dr.
fucked
Ranger's
up.
already in custody.
No, my God, you can't just.
You will have to submit to a physical examination.
What? Why who?
No, one's touching me.
Sorry,
My wife.
get that. Man, turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Now.
Why is this happening?
This.
Love you. Hey there.
Okay, first off, this
We're
is
just
ridiculous.
enforcing the law here.
Elections have consequences.
Oh my God, this is
Vote
so
Democrat
awful.
on November 8th. Stop
Oh.
Republicans from criminalizing abortion everywhere. Protect women's rights and freedom.
Please don't do this.
Dude.
Please.
Okay. First off, she's a white woman in the suburbs. So chances are she's not getting arrested for shit. Yeah, if anyone's going to be arrested for that, it's going to be black and brown women. Let's be honest. Oh, you're muted.
I said if she is by a white woman getting arrested like that, it's like for tax fraud or something.
Yeah. or shoplifting.
Yeah.
Like even if abortions are legal, white women are fine. Like unless especially middle class white women, you're gonna be all good. You can have all the abortions you want. We're looking at poor people and people who can't afford to have children, so that's why they're doing it. Which is predominantly African American women, who, by the way, I'm not trying to sound racist, but that's who predominantly gets abortions.
Yep. Yeah. I think Kanye got roasted for sharing a tweet that said that something about more black babies were aborted in New York City last year than white babies, which the fact check was like, actually not true. It was about even, and it was more in 2016 and 2017 than lower. So like a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. But the video was lackluster at best.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, if it makes me hurt to think about the amount of money they spent to produce that. Because I'm like, what could we have produced that on, G-Dubs?
dude, even a budget that small, we could do a lot of shit.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it would cost us, like, even if we say we had to like pay every single actor in it, and it was just you and I running camera and lights, and who had written the script.
You're looking at 20, 30 grand at least. Because if you look at like the equipment, the actors, the set, which probably costs money, the lights.
No, but I'm saying if you and I did it.
Oh, if we could do it for $1.50
to these same production standards.
Okay, $2.50.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to hire at least 2 decent actors, maybe. The child actor is gonna be the hardest one.
Yeah,
to get a child actor that's like good enough that can do that role where she's like all happy and then goes into like scream mode.
See, here's the thing. I wouldn't want to hire good actors for that. I'd want to hire bad actors.
Which is exactly what they did. Apparently a video crew that doesn't shoot things nearly as nice as GW. Which is surprising because Swallow's like a popular California Democrat, right?
Yeah.
You would think like he might have some friends of his that work in film that might be able to produce something that's like passable, for like an ad.
Yeah.
Not like passable for like your high school project.
Yeah. I think they could have like upped the cheese factor a lot in that, and it would have been better. Like, it's cheesy, but it tries not to be cheesy. And I think if they
just leaned into it,
if they leaned into it a bit. And by the way, everybody, I am pro-abortion. Like I want to make that point perfectly clear. Like if you want to have an abortion, that's none of my concern. That it's, do what you got to do. I'm not going to stop you.
I just want to make, at this point, I feel like since this consensus for the show is that we can just declare that the show stance is pro-abortion at this point. I think too many babies that should be aborted are born. And probably ones that should live do get too, but that's not my thing to worry about. I don't care. True libertarian in the sense that I don't give a shit what you do, because that baby don't have rights until it's a baby, and a fetus is not a baby from the standards. So that's what we're going with. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until you get to like once it's born, we'll decide. That might be the point where I find I find the line. Once it's born, it's a civilian in the United States. So it's a person. Sean said Lackluster is a mere reaction channel. He takes content that others have created and puts his commentary on it. Okay. That kind of sounds like fun, actually. That sounds like a good channel idea.
Yeah.
Which apparently he's done. Anyways, next topic of the evening. Let's get to our Kanye segment. Kanye buying Parler. Oh, let's talk about Parler. Here we go. We got this one from Wall Street Journal. Kanye West to buy Parler, a libertarian social media platform, company says. Parler's payment. Blah. Sorry.
Take 3.
Parler's parent company, Parliament Technologies, says it agreed to do a deal in principle with the entertainer for undisclosed terms. Parler says Kanye West has agreed to buy the libertarian-leaning social network popular with conservatives, rapper's latest foray into the debate around free speech. Parler's parent company, Parliament Technologies, said Monday it has entered into an agreement with principal Mr. West, who now legally goes by Ye, to buy the platform. Financial terms of the deal, which is expected to be completed later this year, weren't disclosed. In a world where conservative opinions are considered to be controversial, we have to make sure we have the right to freely express ourselves, Mr. West said in the press release disclosed by Parliament Technologies. Mr. West didn't immediately respond to requests for comment beyond the press release. Parler deals latest in a series of moves by right-leaning individuals towards the building of an alternate social media universe for free speech proponents. Elon Musk, the world's wealthiest person, has been in a prolonged back and forth, potentially by Twitter, parts of which could lose their moderation controls, or just, not ban conservatives for being conservatives. In June, he told the company's employees that people should be allowed to say pretty outrageous things on the platform as long as it's within the law. Yeah, I agree, man. Misinformation laws are some Orwellian scary shit.
Yeah.
Because those laws don't differentiate between satire and jokes and realness, which is why there's been a lot of time in the past few years that we've leaned away from a lot of stuff on the show that we wanted to talk about that were like ripe for the picking and would have been really great content and would have helped us exceed on the platforms, but we couldn't, because if we made those jokes, we would have been wrong think, and we would have been demoted or deleted, or I would have lost my channel, which is not what we're trying to do, because we're trying to reach people who like our content and generally like what we have to say and want to engage with us as well. So an older guy from work was like, wouldn't you getting banned on YouTube be like a badge of honor? And I was just like, yeah, kind of, but then I don't have that as a tool to reach people who want to see me, because not enough normal people know that things like Rumble exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if they did, or they saw it as a viable alternative, I could do what I wanted, everything I wanted to do, but over there, because that's where my audience would be. But unfortunately, a lot of the audience that like the content that I produce are still here. So
it's a double-edged sword where, like, yeah, you could get street cred, but what happens like if the street's a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, street cred does little for you.
Yep. They say former President Donald Trump, who was permanently banned from Twitter in the wake of the U.S. Capitol riot, launched his own social network called True Social in February. In a May, video platform Rumble said it was expecting an investment from a group of prominent conservative venture capitalists, including Peter Thiel and hillbilly elegy author, I don't know him, J.D. Vance. Launched in 2018, Parler has attracted millions of users by pitching itself as a free speech Twitter alternative. Several of its users have been banned by other large social networks, including Alex Jones. Sorry.
Oh, Gesundheit.
Did I get the mute right on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't want to blow out people's eardrums on that one. Far-right talk show host, conspiracy theorist, and supporter of the Proud Boys. Yeah, who cares? George Farmer, chief executive of Parliament Technologies, said the deal will, quote, change the way the world thinks about free speech. Bill comes Mr. West is enmeshed in controversy over his public messaging and social media. In an interview, Mr. Farmer said discussions with Mr. West about Parler deal began casually when his wife, Candace Owens, an American conservative author and commenter, attended Mr. West's fashion show in Paris. I didn't know they were married.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
That Kanye and I had no idea that Kanye and Candace were married.
No, I think Candace is married to George Farmer.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I didn't know that. So the owner of Parler is married to a conservative who works at the Daily Wire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. West and Mrs. Owens wore White Lives Matter shirts at the event. A phrase inversion of Black Lives Matter. It's not a fucking inversion. It's just, that's funny. An inversion of Black Lives Matter. So it's not a scam? Is that what you're saying? The movement, among other things, aims to restrict police use of force and transfer police funding to other services. Yeah, I guess if that's how you want to lay it out. is often used by white supremacist groups, according to the Anti-Defamation League, because the difference between different ethnic groups' lives really matters. Miss Owens had a conversation with Mr. West about the social media landscape, and the notion of Mr. West buying Parler evolved from there, Mr. Farmer said. Mr. West has also been critical of major Silicon Valley social media companies. Earlier this month, Twitter locked his account after the musician and designer posted anti-Semitic tweets. Mr. West's Instagram account has been locked over a post that violated company policy, according to a spokesperson for Instagram Meta Platforms, Inc. Both Twitter and Instagram have policies to prohibit the posting of offensive language, among other restrictions. Buying Parler was a very attractive solution to his issues being censored, Mr. Farmer said. Yeah, so basically they go on to say, Parler, platform that faced backlash in 2020 for serving as a hub for people alleged to have organized January 6th, the Capitol riot, participated in, which I just want to say was bullshit. The Parler, Matt Wood said Kanye West is total ass. I won't disagree with that.
Wow.
But the fact that Parler got banned, basically it got nuked from all major app stores and social graces because they, quote unquote, helped organize the January 6th riot. And Matt said, dude, there have been screenshots. Yeah, but more of it happened on Facebook than on Parler. And they ganged up on Parler to eliminate Parler because it was doing well. That's it was a big tech collusion thing with a painting of it was because of the Capitol riot on it. Like other social media apps contributed way more. Parler did. They used to hang out on Parler like all the time. I never saw a single post pre January 6th that mentioned anything about a riot or violence. Anyways, because Kanye West is a total ass, we're going to move right into the next topic of the evening.
Speaking of being an ass,
Kanye is getting sued. Oh shit, is that the second time I've dead named him? Yeah, I realize it's just yay now, right? Is the deal?
I guess so, but
here we go. Kanye West faces a $250 million lawsuit from George Floyd's family after controversial claims. This is from MSN, from Ola. Kanye West is about to be in the middle of a big lawsuit following controversial claims that George Floyd, mother of the victim of police brutality, decided to file a $250 million lawsuit against the rapper. The only thing I could think was this was like somebody seeing the result of the Alex Jones trial,
yeah,
and being like, oh shit, there's more money to be made. Right? Like that's like I'm pretty sure you can't defame dead people. I don't know. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. Either way, we'll get into why Kanye West is not going to end up paying out $250 million in a minute. During a recent interview on a podcast, Kanye claimed that Floyd died from fentanyl. Kanye's comments are a repugnant attempt to discount George Floyd's life and to profit from his inhumane death, attorney for the family, Pat D. Dixon III, stated. Dude, Pat D. Dixon sounds like a guy who was in some type of survival show.
I was going to say, he kind of sounds like a shady fucking strip mall lawyer.
That's actually probably more accurate. It was also said that the goal with the lawsuit was to, quote, hold Mr. West accountable for his, quote, flagrant remarks, unquote. The document details that, quote, interests of the child are priority. George Floyd's daughter is being re-traumatized by Kanye West comments, and he's creating an unsafe and unhealthy environment for her. Kanye has been making a serious controversial claims during his recent interviews and social media rants. However, this time the lawsuit machine includes evidence presented in courts after the rapper made erroneous remarks. Is this really a bunch of politicians with George Floyd's daughter?
Looks like it.
Oh, that's fascinating. What about David Dordan's family? You guys gonna like hang out with them? Massac coroner's report says he died due to the D on his neck, and Chauvin was convicted of such. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. He was speculating. I don't think you should be able to sue some random person for talking shit on the internet. Like, that's on a podcast. That's welcome to fucking 1984. Mr. Floyd's cause of death is well settled through evidence presented in courts of law during criminal and civil trials that were the result of his untimely and horrific death. Nevertheless, you have maliciously made statements that are inaccurate and unfounded, causing damage to Mr. Floyd's estate and his family. Document reads, this is not only the lawsuit that seems to be coming for Kanye, as the brother of the victim is preparing to file a defamation lawsuit against him, following emotional distress to the family. Yeah, dude, $250 million in damages. He straight up said it. No speculation. Kanye is a piece of shit, dude. Yeah, but he's also not a newscaster spreading news. Why does he owe anybody any money for saying anything? He's an entertainer. Like, secondly, he just said some shit he saw in a documentary. To be clear, which is even more like he could just pass the buck. I don't think he's paying $250 million out to anybody. And I doubt the Floyd family is getting anything out of this. I mean, because I've straight up said a lot of shit, but that is not like G-Dubs and I have both made a lot of jokes or said a lot of things. Defamation is it. I mean, maybe. I don't think it's going to go too well in court. I'll pull up a... So this is what Kanye is referencing.
They had to have the jury believe that it was a neck restraint, it was the knee on the neck, it was asphyxiation that killed George Floyd. However, there was a ton of evidence that George Floyd consumed a toxic, lethal cocktail of fentanyl and methamphetamine.
So this is a clip from Candace Owens' documentary. I'm sure you've heard about those G-Dubs.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll just play a couple clips from here.
Mr. Floyd said, I ate too many drugs.
Yes, it did.
Let's put it in perspective. 3 grains of fentanyl on the head of a lead pencil, enough to kill you, enough to kill me. And so they had to continuously inculcate the public to believe that Derek Chauvin intentionally, premeditatedly murdered George Floyd, and drugs had absolutely nothing to do with it. As Lindsay and the toxicologist presented that awful testimony.
Do you recall describing the...
Yeah, this was really interesting. I actually remember this from watching the trial.
Level of fentanyl as a fatal level of fentanyl?
I recall describing it in other circumstances. It would be a fatal level, yes, in other circumstances. Had Mr. Floyd been home alone in his locked residence with no evidence of trauma, and the only autopsy finding was that fentanyl level, then yes, I would certify his death as due to fentanyl toxicity.
So, yeah, I don't think, I mean, Kanye was quoting, like, where does that go with the defamation case? Like, oh, I was referencing a documentary I watched recently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, one of those, like, I get that he said it. I get that people are upset. I understand the outrage. But on the flip side, like, are we just going to start suing random celebrities who say shit? Because I would love to go back through the archives of all the people who gave unauthorized medical advice or medical advice without a license to give medical advice and start screening them out.
I mean, and this is not to say that Kanye West is not a piece of shit.
No, I'm not, believe me, I'm not standing in stance of the man. I haven't ever really liked him. I just think it's funny and it's interesting that he's trying to insert himself into the space right now, because he's kind of grasping at a bunch of different things and being like, this is my identity.
Yeah.
Like he's leaning into the Black Hebrew Israelite shit.
Ooh.
And they're like, we're the real black people are the real Jews and all that bullshit. He's like riding the Nick Cannon train right now. But he's also trying to be like, I'm a Christian conservative. I'm like, Kanye, I don't like either of those things. Like you're appealing to two things I fucking hate, dude. Like, I don't understand like what demographic you're trying to reach. Because I think they're both garbage. But yeah. Let's move into the last topic of the night of the mainstream before we get into the after show. Making sure I have the right one pulled up. Yeah, here we go. Quid Pro Joe. The gascapades of 2022. How shady moves are being made for political points. Obviously, most people know that this past week, OPEC decided to limit production because, I don't know, the narrative is they hate America and love Russia or something. And even though it's like in their best economic interest to do so, we're told that it's because, they love Russia and stuff. So the response was to threaten them with not allowing or not using our troops to protect their oil fields or whatever, I guess. And I gotta switch the share screen. Switch the share screen, child. But here we go. We got basically what's been happening is Joe is trying to pressure the Saudis into keeping gas prices down for another month because that's what the elections would have liked. Here we go from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Victor jokes, Democrats trying to dupe voters on gas prices. This kind of combines a couple different stories into one, so we'll just go down through it. This is Markets Today. This is an opinion, obviously, Las Vegas Review-Journal, but a lot of these things are pretty well documented at this point. Go do your own research. Don't listen to us. We're a drunk magician, a drunk comedian talking about what's going on in the state of the U.S. because it's funny. Democrats' best hope of victory in November is mass amnesia. That's the only way they're going to escape the voter wrath over high gasoline prices. Earlier this week, Reuters reported that President Joe Biden is planning to sell off more oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The sale will include 14 million barrels from the 180 million he said he would sell earlier this year. The president is said to be considering dumping another 26 million barrels on the market too. The impetus for this is obvious. It's a, quote, bid to dampen fuel prices before next month's congressional elections. 3 sources familiar with the matter said Monday. And that was from Reuters, whatever they're called.
Reuters.
It's the same reason that Biden reportedly asked Saudi Arabia to delay by a month OPEC's decision to reduce production. That wouldn't permanently lower gas prices, but just have delayed the increases until after the election. A side note, where all the Democrats who voted to impeach Donald Trump over his phone call with Ukraine, it seems some instances of quid pro quo are more equal than others. I love the Animal Farm reference in this one. On the one hand, 3 desperate attempts to lower gas prices made political sense. It's the most visible sign of runaway inflation. The average price of gasoline in Nevada was now $5.23 on Tuesday. Nationally, it's $3.87. People pay for gas on a regular basis, sometimes even weekly. G-Dubs, how often do you get gas?
Depending on how many vehicles I'm refilling, once a week.
Yeah, I do every other with my one car, but the wife does every other with hers. So, yeah, once a week in our household. On the other hand, the strategy depends on public forgetting what happened over the past 2 years. November 2020, the average price of gasoline in Nevada was around $2.60. The national price was $2.10. Let's pretend the president's blatant attempt to manipulate gas prices bring down its cost by 50 cents a gallon in the next 2 weeks. Gas in Nevada would still be more than $2 a gallon when Biden won election. Nationally, it would be up by more than $1 a gallon. But what they're neglecting to say is that people are stupid enough that they don't care. and that gas prices have come down enough that there's a chance that they're like, hey, I think these policies are working.
Yeah.
Prices would head back up shortly after. Eventually, Biden will have to stop draining the strategic reserve to help his political fortunes. He's going to have to restock it too, and at a much higher cost. That's going to put even more upward pressure on prices. At the state level, Sheriff Joe Lombardo's campaign said he supports a gas tax holiday, which is like, why hasn't that been implemented already?
Because the state wants its money.
That's true. There's a way to permanently decrease oil production, decrease oil prices, produce more oil. But there are significant startup costs drilling a new oil well. Oil companies have been reluctant to make massive capital investments when they know Democrats want to do things like ban gasoline-powered cars. This presidential candidate Biden said, I guarantee we're going to end fossil fuels. Because, our infrastructure is totally ready for that. That seems like a solid idea.
Yeah.
If you want to lower gas prices, you need to vote for candidates who support more oil and gas production. Otherwise, Nevada will be stuck with politicians who oppose high gas prices only when there's an election around the corner, or who oppose high gas prices. Fucking nuclear, man. Let's solve this whole goddamn debate. I don't understand. Skid Morrow, what's up, brother? He
What's
said
up,
super
buddy?
late again. What's up, Hickory GW? Yeah, we're just talking some shit. Don't mind us. This time on the fact that everybody's pushing for electric, even though we don't have the infrastructure to support it. And if we really wanted to go electric, why wouldn't we be producing that electricity with nuclear power plants? Because it's so the fossils and fossil fuels. Quaint. Yeah, right? The Joe Biden and the Nancy Pelosi's of the world are going to be the one to fix our oil issues, even though they only have the life they have because of oil.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, guys. That's but then again, you're all going to die soon, so nobody really cares.
I would love to see an electric version of the president's car.
The Beast?
Yeah.
It go like 40 miles at most.
Yeah. Like, just with the weight alone, like, there's no way that fucking car.
Nope. Not a fucking chance. Anyways, we're going to get over into the after show. G-Dubs, you ready?
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Okay. If you guys want to join us, we'll be over on Rumble at Hickory TDAU. We'll see you guys in the after show. Thank you guys for joining us. This has, of course, been episode 25, season 3 of the Drunken Under Quarantine show, featuring GW, Foley, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. We will see you guys either next week or in the after show. See you over there. Remember, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming, but most importantly, it's trying times, stay sane. And, yeah. Now, fuck Kanye West, but let's go, Brandon.
Are you saying you want to show me your tits? This is a weird show.